Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody who is about to be captivated by a new person or learn that a new admirer is shooting their shot or making it known that they would like to get to know you better. But there's a little bit of a caution here, basically asking you to pause for a moment and make sure that you have been able to address whatever trust issues may have existed for you in your previous relationship, or whatever trust issues may be left over from childhood or like friendship issues. Because this is a love that you want to be your best self for, and if there's an opportunity to take care of this before you get into a relationship with you or with them, it goes a lot better for you. And for some of you, of course, this person who has the trust issues could be the person that you are just starting to get to know. Take it how it resonates, but let's call in spirit with a little bit of Wind Chime Time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hello, Hope. Hello, Lemonade. How are we doing? If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. I think we'll start with the Pulp Tarot and see what else we've got for you. Hello, Mavis. Hello, Ambrose. How are we doing today? What else do we have? The King of Pentacles in the reverse, Queen of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so King of Pentacles in the reverse seems to be implying some insecurity, non-committal energy, or somebody who feels like maybe things will always be a problem, so it could be a negative mindset. And yet this person is looking for love. So we might just need to take another, pass at some healing, make sure that we've forgiven people or let go so that that baggage isn't carried into the new relationship. Wheel of Fortune is positive change, something arriving that you've been hoping for, but you want to be ready for it, right? This is saying check the perimeter, check what's going on around you, but also check within, right? What can we do to make sure that we have the right expectations and make sure that we have left the irritable stuff, the I don't like that person stuff, where it belongs. Hello, Hooks. How you doing? Hello, Christy. Hanky Controller. Hello, Silver. What's up? No. Hello, Glock. How are you doing? Hello. Is it Unneck? How are you doing? Hello, Slushy. So we have the Four of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles with Strength in the reverse. This is a person that you could have a long-term relationship with. This is somebody who sees you as ideal, or like checking off lots of those boxes that they have as far as what they want. But with Strength being in the reverse, it's like we just have to really make sure that we deal with this last thing. We just have to make sure you block the ex, or you forgive your parent, patch things up with your sibling, forgive yourself for what happened the last time around. There's just a need to kind of like tidy up and move along, right? Hello, what looks like to be the letter P. I'm going to remove your comment because it is not in English. If you would be able to translate it into English before you post it in the live chat, I would appreciate that. Hello, Alessandro, how are you doing? Hello, Morris. Hello, Lenny. Hello, Pagan. Same to you. Please translate into English. I'm so sorry to hear that, Light Flame. I hope you're able to heal from that and that you have a good way to cherish that memory. Oh, I don't think anything worth having is easy. Except for maybe Dr. Pepper. Hello, WP. What's up, Shaggy? How are you doing? Yeah, I'm gonna have a problem with that. I don't, like, is it the name that's in the back end of it? I'm just trying to understand. Am I reading it wrong? Is that actually the name? Because it has the username thing at the end. I'm just trying to figure it out. It is Ambrose. I agree. Although, don't judge me. I'm still on the energy drink right now. So look, we got the Two of Swords, the Page of Wands in the reverse, and the Hierophant in the reverse. I feel like this is a breakup that is still troubling someone, but the Hierophant in the reverse doesn't always have to refer to a like significant relationship. This can also be about your beliefs or the things that were taught to you. So it could be, I need to unlearn the perspectives or the approach that a parent of mine taught me with regards to love or emotions, or I need to let go of the frustrations and the hurt that I picked up in my last relationship and maybe inadvertently dragging into a new relationship, right? Hello, Iken, how are you doing? Hello, Estrella. Hello, Chad. How are you doing? I'm just not used to it switching it around like that. So yeah, I don't know why it's not letting me see the old, like the other name, Andy Dufresne, but that's just how it's been. I think people just see me as Miss Carmen now instead of Wicked Wands Tarot. Hello, MSR. How are you doing? I feel, okay, so Iken was asking if you could ask a question. I do personal questions at about 35 minutes in, sometimes a little bit earlier, with priority to those who tip or donate. I really do not like to do questions for people who do what Bishwa is doing right now. I'm going to put you in a little baby timeout because you just blew up my live chat with multiples of the same question. That's an example of what I would really rather you don't do in my live chat. Oh, I'm sorry that you're using cards that that's really funny. The card said that you need to find a real job. Okay, so you're critiquing what I'm doing, but you're using that in order to judge me. And then you're telling me that I need to get a real job when it's 10 a.m. and then, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna remove your comment. I hope your day gets better. It's just, you know, there's so many other things that you could be doing with your energy, you know what I mean? This is my job and I love it. It enables me to connect with some really amazing people, and sometimes we learn things from each other. So I find that to be much more fulfilling than a lot of, well, probably all of the other jobs that I've had, actually. Hello, Tom. How are you doing? Hello, Egyptian Empress. What's up? Hello, nobody. Hello, Minnesota Picker. How are you doing? Thank you for the tip, Peg. And let me write down your question real quick. What is it I'm not seeing yet about my new partner? I'm adding that for you. Thank you, Pagan. Yeah, totally got you. Hello, Luke. Yeah, no, actually, I heard she got plastic surgery to look like me. I'm just messing with you. Hello, Shiva. How are you doing? Hello, Barlow. Thank you. Just so you know, I do have a second channel which is not monetized, which is a way of saying you don't have to worry about advertisements on it. It's linked in my description box, but it's called Curious Carmen ASMR, and it's just me reading from my favorite books. You're gonna probably judge me for this, but one of them being Dante's Inferno. So if you like a little bit of ASMR, that might be a nice choice for you. Hello, Mira. How are you doing? It is. Hello, Milkman. My name is Carmen. I hope you're having a good day. Emma Stone is my body double. That's funny. If I were ever lucky enough to meet the very comical and talented Emma Stone, I would let her know that people for some reason thought that we looked alike. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. So look, this problem originates in a different connection. We have to be, cognizant of the impact that we have from the friendships or family relationships or romantic relationships. What are they doing as far as our ability to manage our emotions, manage our expectations, and deal with others in a respectful way? There's an unresolved argument here, somebody who is still grumbly or curmudgeonly or just need to like work through that, right? Thank you for the tip, Ambrose. Do you have a question? Or would you like me just to pull some random cards for you? Hello, Ruthless. How are you doing? Hello, Meow's Life. Hello, King. What's up? Hello, Janie. Please do me a favor and don't repeat your questions. I do often talk about where I'm originally from and where I live now, loosely, not detailed. But that's not really something that I feel like is a good way to start off the, like, welcome to my channel, you know? It is. There's also some Emily Dickinson and some Edgar Allan Poe, if you're getting a little vibe from what I like to read. Hello, Agama. My name is Carmen. Hello, is it Asa? Or Peter? Hello, Vic. How are you doing? Wow. So I'm just going to put you in a little baby timeout because I just talked about that. Hello, Ryan. How are you doing? Oh, that's funny. I haven't heard that in a while. Hello, Kasan. How are you doing? All right, y'all. Stop asking me where I'm from, okay? Hello, Eswins. How are you doing? Hello, Lola. Or is it Lo? We have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Not really where I like to see that card. And the Ten of Wands in the reverse. So whether this is the new person that you're dealing with, or if this is a little heads up because you need to address the situation, we have someone who feels overwhelmed and not necessarily fully themselves. I feel like part of the necessity of going through that healing period after a breakup is to help you remember some of the things about yourself you maybe lost in that relationship, help you identify, okay, what have I learned and what different direction am I potentially going to take because of those things that I've been able to learn. And it looks to me like there's a little bit of a block here, either for you or this person that you're newly connecting to or about to connect to. And it's something that can be managed or dealt with, I think, in a pretty reasonable time frame. Hello, Benny. Hello, Javier. How are you doing? Yes, the one who thinks I'm a vampire. I don't know. I don't need a mirror to put on lipstick. Do you? Hello, Jazzy. How are you doing? Hello, Josh. What's up? This is the Tattoo Tarot. We've got the High Priestess in the reverse, another Wheel of Fortune, and the Page of Cups in the reverse. So again, maybe tuning out the intuition, not necessarily facing the things that are kind of like in the background, kind of bothering you or like poking you a little bit like, hey, maybe you need to deal with this. Hey, what about that? Eight of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups in the reverse. If this person, and whether it's you or your new person, does not do the healing work that is necessary in order to get this balance set back up or, achieved, then it's gonna come back and cause a problem in this new relationship that would otherwise be, I think, a very mature and emotionally connected relationship. So it's like we just got to make sure that we deal with that first, right? Hello, Melvin. How are you doing? Hello, Whitman. How are you doing? Oh, Melvin, if Italians knew what you were talking about. Hello, Rude. How are you doing? All right. How do I switch the the camera to you. Bro, totally inappropriate. You know there are better websites for your request. And if I see you again, I'm going to block you, okay? You probably do, Luke. I don't know. I guess I was trying to make sure I had some examples of literature that I enjoyed over a long period of time. But there are also a couple, I don't remember the last name, but the most successful video on that channel is a story that I had not read before I brought it on the channel. And it's by a woman named Hortense, but I don't remember what the last name was. I think it started with a C. Thank you. I appreciate it. We have the Three of Wands and the reverse, the Seven of Wands. And Strength. Okay, this is good. I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's your person. But there is something that happens to highlight for you or this person. This is something I need to deal with. It's like, you know, you're about to go out on a hot date and you notice that you chipped a nail. So you're like, oh, I can repair that real quick. It's not some big deal. It's like, maybe just block this person. Maybe just, you know, admit to yourself, that's done. It's okay. And this is a different person, right? Thank you, Dracula. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Dashmir. Dashmir, I have asked you multiple times to please make sure that you are translating to English before you post in the live chat. I recognize you. Please follow that or I will block you, okay? Lithium, how are you doing? Are you cringing over other things or the channel? Either way, I hope you have a good day. Feel free to keep it moving if it's not for you. Hello, Kevin. This is a... Ooh, that sounds right, Luke. I think that is correct. If only I could remember the name of the story. It was like a long name, like 7 words or something. I don't know. But yeah, I hope you have fun checking that out. Hello, Kusha. My name is Carmen. How are you doing? Ace of Wands in the reverse and the Ten of Swords. I think we have someone who is a good friend or a positive influence on you or your new person that says, hey, whoa, let's just take a breath here before we miss an opportunity or before we fumble somebody who is amazing. Because I know you don't want to have a relationship that could have been really sweet and meaningful just end unnecessarily because, you know, you forgot to do one little thing. So I feel like there's someone looking out for you. There's someone who says, hey, let's just work through this. Let's address this and then go after that love connection that seems to be calling your name. But you gotta do this one thing first. It's like somebody's letting you know before you go in for your school pictures that you got something stuck in your teeth. Hold on, you're so close to perfect, but you got just a little bit of cilantro, right? And did you go to Chipotle before this? Thankfully, no pagan, mostly because I have some awesome moderators. Hello, Carrie, how are you doing? So we have entrapment, pregnancy, money, heartstrings. It's the heartstrings. If we don't deal with the problem from the past, then it traps you in a way that prevents you from having that relationship that you want to have. But thankfully, you've got somebody looking out for you. You got a bestie who's like, oh, come on, we can do this real quick. What if I do the workout with you? What if I do this shadow work with you? I don't think you really need to be doing your shadow work with other people, but there's someone here who's saying, I know what we need to do. Let's just make sure that this is a clean slate for your new relationship, right? I hear that, Lo. Luke, I am full on nerdy, that is correct. I even have a Star Trek obsession. And I'm a little bit of a history nerd. Super obsessed with like Elizabethan England, Elizabeth I, and Henry Tudor, the Titanic. It's weird. I don't know how I come up with these, or like how I choose these obsessions. I'm glad you're good, Carrie. Hello, Pre-Dreams. How are you doing? No, it's as simple as taking the language that is not English and translating it on Google Translate, Benny. I've done it before. I don't speak Turkish, but I've been able to communicate with somebody who only spoke Turkish on my channel because I used Google Translate. I don't have the ability to do that when I'm on live chat. But I have unfortunately had too many people who like to use the live chat to spread hate, and that's what my concern is. If I can't read it, I can't moderate it, and neither can my moderators. So I don't think that's asking too much, considering Google Translate is generally pretty available. Hello, Paula. How are you doing? Hello, Dub. How you doing? Thank you, Raymond. I hope you're having a good day. What is coming for me in love this month? And then we've got one from Marcus. Thank you, Marcus. I hope you're having a good day. Will we get a new Star Trek? What a great question. I love it. I mean, they make money off of it, right? So one would think they're always looking for it, but I do feel like Star Trek does generally do a pretty good job of making sure that they're all like, what's the word when their histories all actually like work together and we don't have any conflicts between like series or storylines. Hello, Mavis. Yes, Henry VIII. That's awesome, Pagan. Hello, Harry. How are you doing? Oh, I hope it goes well for you, Shanvi. Hello, Christy. Hello, live system. Sounds a little judgy, so let's rein that in a little bit, shall we? Hello, Maharashtra. Did I say that right? I hope you're having a good day. That's funny. I do too, Mavis. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Luke. You too. Yes, I do think lemonade is right. Continuity, I think, is the right term there. Thank you. But my understanding is Star Trek does a pretty good job of that, despite having so many movies and series. All right, so this person who is trying to help you is recognizing that maybe the focus is a little bit conflated for you. Maybe you're really working on saving up money, you're focused on making sure that your stability financially is solid, and this friend is saying, yeah, but what about like your emotional health? How are we doing with regards to letting go of your ex, or forgiving your mom, or making up with your brother? What's going on with regards to those things that may still be kind of causing some frustrations or emotional distance for you? You got to take care of that. So this person's looking out for you. They're like, hey, you missed a spot. Hello, Emily. How are you doing? Hello, Soulwise. How are you doing? Oh, don't worry about my soul, mister. I'm going to remove your comment, and I encourage you to find content that is more your pace. I know that my soul is in good hands. Where do you think I got the gift that I use? And what do you think I'm using it for? I'm trying to help people, so I wish you luck, and maybe someday you'll see tarot differently. So we have the Divine Feminine, somebody who is, I think, an excellent friend to you. Does not have to be a woman, but this is someone who's saying, hey, you got enough time to just deal with this. Let's deal with it. And then you can be more confident going into that relationship. Just, rip the Band-Aid off. Oh, thank you, Mark. That's so sweet of you. What's coming up in my life soon? I'm adding that to my list. And hello to HRH. How we doing today, hun? Hello, Muad. Happy New Year to you. And thank you, Soulwise. That means a lot to me. Thank you, Mavis. Right. If you're focused on truth and you're making decisions with love in mind as opposed to fear, I think you have a pretty good understanding of what those intentions are. You can feel pretty good about your own intentions, you know? All right, let's get some more from the Energy Oracle. Hello, 1-2. How are you doing? The list for personal questions. If you do a super chat or donate memberships, I add you to the list. There's also times where if there's a spiritual growth question that really motivates me or captures my attention, I like to do freebies as well. Not really into the whole, like, when do I get rich question. So we have patience and attachment. So I feel like patience is this good friend who's looking out for you. You know, I think there are even some people out there whose first name is Patience. But this is someone who feels like they're able to see without any bias that there is still something here that has been rattling you or has been impacting your ability to see clearly what other people's intentions are. So this good friend of yours is lovingly and respectfully identifying for you the one thing that's still on your to-do list before you're able to approach a relationship and be fully open and accessible for that person, right? Letting go of that thing. Hello, Patrick. Hello, Grace. How are you doing? Hello, XP. What's up? Hey, Laura. How's your day going? Oh, thank you for subscribing, Sheriff. I appreciate that. So we have Door to Romance. This is that new love. Your friend is looking out for you because they want you to have a happy relationship. So I do feel like most of you are going to accept this piece of advice from somebody who is interested in seeing you happy. But of course, if this is, you know, your person, or if this is a little bit of a struggle, there could also be a little bit of like, you're judging me, or, you know, why are you telling me what to do? I think for the majority of you, you're going to say, hey, thank you. You know what? You're right. I really do want to make sure that this relationship goes well. This seems like a really cool person, and I don't want to fumble it. So I feel like you have this focus on making sure your side of the street is clean. What do I need to work on? What do I need to let go of? Thank you, Grindhard. Let me write that down for you. How did Micah react when Reinhard said, I caught you with someone else? At restaurant. And I told her I want my money and I'm done. Now, how did she react? I'm so sorry you're going through all of that, Grindhard. You know that we are rooting for you, and if it's not with this person, there's someone else out there for you. And does she feel sad knowing that I'm done? I would hope so. If she isn't now, I think she will be. I've added those for you, Grindhard, and thank you for the tips. I appreciate it. Hello, Samina. Hello, Paul. How's it going? Hello, Jay. Oh, thank you for being so sweet, Laura. Hello, Zendrick. How are you doing? Hello, Becca. What's up? All right, so we've got toil and labor, getting done some of that work that needed to be addressed before you get into a relationship. because someone here has communicated with you in a just looking out kind of way. That, hey, this is something that I did and it was really helpful for me. Or, hey, I think you know this is something that you've been putting off. Let's just take care of it because we don't want it to be impacting how you view someone else. You don't want to let somebody's energy from a previous relationship rob you of the chance to be happy in a new one. This is the Cook's Tarot. What else do we have? Hello, Susan. How are you doing? Hello, Antonio. Susan, I do questions, actually probably within the next 5 minutes, but usually about 30 or 35 minutes in, with priority to those who tip or donate. Hello, Ella. How are you doing? Happy Magical Monday to you as well, Country Fried. We've got the Four of Wands. Again, this is a relationship that could go very well for you. That could be a long-term and very happy connection. But we have to make sure that we're doing what we need to let go of the previous hurt or the previous baggage so that there isn't some concern where you run away and it's for a reason that is just kind of sad. If this is a really happy connection for you, you don't want something that has nothing to do with this person or nothing to do with you to actually end that, right? So we have a close friend, someone who is looking out for you, who encourages you to deal with what it is that you need to, because you've been over here, or your person, with the little blinders on, like, what? I don't see anything. What do you mean I have something that I need to do? Are you sure? I don't think I do. All right, we're gonna dive in on those personal questions. This is the Cat's Eye Tarot. Hello, is it Susie? Oh, I like that. Thank you for being so positive. So we've got, as far as the list, we've got Pagan, Ambrose. If there was a question from Ambrose, I would do that, but I didn't see any follow-up. If any of you, please let me know. And then we've got Raymond, Marcus, Mark, and then Grindhard. So let's start with Pagan. Exactly, Luke. I agree. All right. What is it that Pagan is not seeing about the new partner? 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, 6 of Swords. I get a lot of good energy from this person. I do think that there's been some situations that they have had to remove themselves from, or that they have had to learn some pretty difficult relationship lessons from. But we've got a lot of interest in longevity or being a reliable partner for somebody over a long period of time, wanting to build a life together with someone, wanting to do right by this person, and being focused on keeping things in a good, I don't know, situation, right? If there's an argument, I want to address it. I don't want it to carry on for too long, right? What is it that Pagan is not seeing about the new partner? Emperor and the Hanged Kitty in the reverse. This is somebody who has control over things that are important, such as their emotions or their reactions, has a sense of direction. But you may not know how much this person's perspective has changed. I think this is all really good, actually. I think there's more for you to appreciate as far as, you know, the pivots that this person may have gone through in their lifetime. But this is a very loving and, I think, straightforward individual. So I like that for you, Pagan. I'm so excited. Yes, awesome. We're rooting for you. Keep us posted on that. I didn't see anything from Ambrose to anybody else. Otherwise, Ambrose may have just been kind and donating. All right, so for Raymond, we have what is coming in love for Raymond this month. Three of Swords and the Fool. Three of Cups. The Lovers and the Reverse. I mean, it's a little rough. Three of Swords is heartbreak, my friend. The Fool is new energy, focusing on, moving forward, perhaps letting go of someone from your past. But then we have this Three of Cups, which feels like meeting a new person, but this person ends up not really being what you're looking for. Now, we could take this kind of negatively and say, well, in love, it looks like you're going to meet somebody who's a bit of a disappointment. But the more positive take on this is that after heartbreak, after feeling betrayed or disappointed by someone, your understanding of that situation and your ability to discern whether or not someone is a good use of your time or someone you should invest in is stronger. You're able to recognize more readily that somebody who you get introduced to or that maybe you meet for a date is not somebody you want to invest in. And therefore, you avoid the heartbreak. So in a positive way, you are able to dodge all of the BS that you have already identified and labeled and put in your, science lab of love. That's not something that I want. So you're able to avoid heartbreak, which is, I think, an important thing, right? Thank you, Train. Confirmation, right? I wish you luck, Raymond. The important thing here is your discernment is being tested. But that means that you're able to much more readily understand who is worth your investment, who is a good person to be connecting to. All right, so Marcus wants to know, will we get a new Star Trek? Hello, Mario. How are you doing? Yes, there will be a new Star Trek. King of Swords, Eight of Wands. Don't think there's much of a wait for this either. Or there's someone who is very motivated. There's a sense of urgency here regarding a new Star Trek. Knight of Swords, Six of Cups. I do feel like it's going to be tied to an existing character, expanding on their story before they were in, that series, or exploring where they go after they, left that. But it's like an expansion on someone that you already know. I don't know what that means. Let's hope it's a good one, right, Marcus? I think we'll switch to a different tarot deck, and we've got some questions, or a question for Mark. And then after that, we have a few for Grindhard. My nerdy friend Luke, I have written down your question. I hope you're okay with me calling you that. Mark is asking, what's coming up in my life soon? What is coming for Mark? An opportunity. Ace of Wands, Three of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Queen of Wands. There's an opportunity here that is, I think, a quite attractive opportunity for you, but it's something that creates emotional distance between you and a friend or you and a family member. This could be because someone is jealous. Maybe you're getting an offer that they never got. Maybe you're making more money than they do. Or maybe this is an ex who's frustrated because you're less available to co-parent. But we have someone here who is not rooting for the fact that an opportunity comes your way. So there could be some issues here as far as someone trying to control your decisions. Knight of Wands, Queen of Cups. This is someone who uses their love as a way to control you. And they feel like you're doing too much, or you wouldn't have enough time for them, or it's just not fair. So they're trying to convince you not to take this offer or not to go for this thing that is a beautiful opportunity for you. Be cautious because this person is twisting their words, twisting your words, making things up, exaggerating, and not telling you the real reason why they don't want you to take this opportunity. Because the real reason is probably, I don't want you to. It's selfish, whatever it is. Hello, Alice. How are you doing? Hello, Olin. Clorox, that's not a question that's worth my time. Everybody lies. Both genders. All ages. It's about making sure that we can be our authentic and most honest self, right? Instead of trying to find people to blame. Hello, Jack. How are you doing? Hello, Amber. How are you doing? Hello, Ricardo. So please be cautious, Mark. Follow your instinct or follow your dreams because this is a really good opportunity for you. All right, so for Grindhard, how did Micah react when Grindhard said, I caught you with a dude at the restaurant? This is like, can I talk to your supervisor energy? Emperor, Temperance, Ten of Cups in the reverse. This is like 0 to 60. Everything's fine. I have everything under control. But then 10 of Cups is in the reverse. This is like, wait, what do you mean? I think you kind of shocked her. Tower in the reverse. King of Pentacles in the reverse. And there's this attempt to make sure something is like mislabeled, or there's an attempt to not necessarily be honest to avoid the Tower. I don't want you to be mad, so I'm going to tell you something else other than the truth, right? You're welcome, Mark. Thanks, Michael. Hello, Mick. How are you doing? Oh, no problem, RC. Maybe there's something else out there for you. I do like to remind people, if you're commenting on videos that you don't like, you're telling the algorithm that you want to see more of that. So I would recommend not commenting on them, okay? So, Grindhard. I don't feel like this is an apologetic energy. I feel like it's defensive. And like I'm trying to cover my tracks or be dishonest. What was her reaction when Grindhard said that he wants his money back and he's done? Seems to be an assumption that I can smooth this over. Are you sure? Page of Pentacles, Hanged Man in the reverse, Five of Wands in the reverse. Why does it feel like she's okay to argue until the money comes into question? Now it's like, oh, no, don't get mad. It's like the tone in the voice changes, or somebody's like, wait, we can talk about this. Is she able to pay back the money? She is. Is she getting money from someone else that considers themselves a romantic connection? Yes, she is. I'd be getting my money back too. She started lying to you. Five of Pentacles in the reverse. She was exaggerating some need for money here. And now she's worried that you're going to find out more information. Like maybe how she spent some money. So she's nervous, but she feels like she has to kind of like love bomb you or do something to get you to change your mind because she doesn't want to pay you back. Does she feel sad knowing that he's done? Yes. Nine of Swords, also anxious, frustrated. And the High Priest. She still feels like there's a chance the two of you can be in a relationship. So in other words, she doesn't really believe that you're done. She feels like she can find a way to convince you to come back or to smooth it over. But she's not learning from the situation, or she's not interested in being as transparent as she needs to be. Was this going on for a long period of time? No, I feel like you caught it at the very beginning. Is she shocked? She can't believe that you figured this out. All right, well. You deserve someone who's going to be honest with you. I hope you were able to at least find some resolution here. If there's a way to make it work, I like that too, but only if it means you're being respected, right? Hello, Avasta. How are you doing? I am. How's it going, Kaiser? Hello, Mysterium. What's going on? That's funny, Alexander. Thank you, I think. Sending you a hug, grind hard. If anyone has some positive energy you want to send his way, I appreciate that as well. Hello, Khan, how you doing? So for Luke, we've got, should I move on? Yes. Three's a crowd. King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, the Sun. You have a lot to offer someone, and this person is like breadcrumbing you or not interested in doing right by what they could potentially have with you. Either not wanting to be honest with themselves about what they feel or what they want, or feeling like entitled to having two relationships at the same time. But this is saying you are losing out on opportunities for meaningful connections by holding a space for this person. I do feel in Pisces season, there's like a really nice opportunity for you in love. That starts like mid-February, I think. But it isn't in your visage, like you don't see it, you miss it if you're still dealing with this person. Hello, Tane, how are you doing? Thank you, Kaiser. What are Erica's current thoughts and feelings for Kaiser, and what does she truly want from you? What are the current thoughts and feelings from Erica towards Kaiser? This is someone who wants an equal give and take or a happy relationship. I would say this person tends to be a little bit reserved or maybe doesn't share a lot of their feelings, but I don't see a lot of negative. It's just maybe a little bit of shyness, or, you know, are you going to feel the same way? But I see this person opening up and being more communicative with you. And this is somebody who is interested in or attracted to you, hoping to find out what's going on. What does Erica truly want from Kaiser? The Hermit. Four of Swords in the reverse. This is someone who looks up to you as far as your wisdom. Feels like perhaps some of the things that they have experienced in the past that were not fun could have been avoided if they had been able to benefit from your words of wisdom. But this is also someone who's very attracted to you. Is this somebody who's looking for commitment? Yes. I like this person. I think you can trust this person. Are they perfect? No, I think communication is something they need to work on, but they are willing to work on it. And this is somebody who wants to do right by you. So I would say, like, green flags all around. Hello, Francisco. Hello, Flower. How are you doing? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sending you a hug. And she's for you, too. Let me get a different tarot deck for you. This is the Egyptian tarot. What would the spirit guides for Flower or the grand folks connected to Flower want to say to Flower? What guidance does Flower need? King of Swords, King of Pentacles in the reverse, and the stars. The Moon, the Queen of Swords, and Death. There's a lot happening that is moving positively for you, perhaps in the background. Perhaps you are a little bit less focused on this, but you're learning a lot of important information, and I do feel like you're on the right path. There might be a little bit of a fork in the road up the way. Make sure that you're listening to your intuition on that. And then there's also somebody here, Flower, that I do feel like you need to distance yourself from. There's a need for boundaries or even going no contact with somebody who doesn't seem to appreciate how you've changed or how they need to change. It's like they take issue with something about you that you've done to work on yourself or to be in a happier place, right? Oh, you're so welcome, Kaiser. Sending you a hug. Thank you. So be cautious. There's someone who wants to make you feel bad, and it's not justified. They're trying to create an illusion, but I do feel like your intuition is too advanced for them to be able to pull the wool over your eyes. So trust that intuition. Don't let somebody tell you something that seems to conflict with what you know to be true. Eight of Swords in the reverse. You already have your blindfold off in this situation, so I feel like it's pretty easy for you to dismiss whatever this person's trying to get you to believe. So stay steadfast in your trust of your intuition. It is serving you well. Hello, RuPaul. How are you doing? Hello, Zaire. How are you doing? Hello, Tennessee Blacksmith. What's up? You're so welcome, Luke. All right. I think I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I will see you on the next reading.